Hey guys, it's Beth, and welcome back to more Fortnite. This time I'm going to attempt to not make the video more somber and real. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna try to, what's it called, what's the word? Vibe? I don't know. Just wanna talk to my audience and, just vibe with it. So, yeah. I love the fact it's like I've gone through so much stuff with this game, and I will never move away from the Shenron glider. Like I don't think there's a single thing that like this game could release to make me replace that glider at this point. It's so good. Oh my god, the lag switch. Little did you know I have 2 shotguns. I don't need to reload if I have 2 guns. Oh shit. This could be good. Not a bad start, not a bad start at all. Okay, let's see, do we get any... Ooh, shields, hell yeah. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. That's okay. I will say, playing this much Fortnite back-to-back, and swapping skins with every game, it's given me more of an appreciation. It's like, there are so many good skins in this game. So many that I absolutely adore. Like, this, definitely not Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's skin is so good. I love it so much. It looks like straight up like realistic of what I'd expect like a Toy Chica design to actually be like, and not the Toy Chica design that we have in video games, because what the heck? Why? I mean, I guess it does make sense, like, all the toy animatronics are, like, the most realistic in terms... Well, that and, like, the original FNAF 1 animatronics are, like, the most realistic of what you... And the Glam Rocks, actually. Basically, any of the more, like, the less threatening ones make sense to actually, be, like, entertainment robots. It's like... There is no universe in which, like, the FNAF Plus animatronics make sense. It's like, would you really, like, ever, like, go to a place like that? No. Let's be entirely for real here. Like, that shit's crazy. I feel like a lot of people, like, don't fully get what the original, like, horror of FNAF was, and that was that it was so uncanny and, like, familiar, and it was something you're like, oh man, this could have been real. It's like, both FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 really exemplify that, and then after that point, it's just like, FNAF 3, it's like, I love the design of Springtrap. It does not make sense at all, but, like, I get it. Meanwhile, oh, that's a bolt action. I didn't even know those were in the game. What the fuck? Okay. I feel like the design of Springtrap is about as far as, like, the horror of FNAF can go, while still being, like, grounded and not, like, incredibly over the top to the point it's just, like, stupid. It's like, FNAF 4, none of the designs are scary. They are the goofiest looking things imaginable. And then, meanwhile, I genuinely think it's, like, the design of the shattered, Glam Rocks from Security Breach are some of the best designed, like, in terms of, like, actual horror, because it's like, oh shit, this actually, like, makes sense. Oh my god, you made something that makes sense, and people hate it because they see something neon, and they're like, oh no, it's for kids now. It's like, yeah, that's the entire fucking point of the mascots. They're for children. Would you let anyone get anywhere near, like, half of the fan-made animatronics that are just, like, nothing but teeth? It's like, no. you gotta be reasonable with that. It's like, oh, and then like the frickin' what's it called? Uh, the fun times are just like so. Both the fun times and the what's it called? The nightmares are so over the top that you can't take them seriously at all. And then it's like the scrap designs like Scrap Trap, Molten Freddy, and Scrap Baby are all actually like really good designs, which is pretty cool. Uh, like the rock stars people complain aren't scary even though they're not actually like enemies. They're literally like they exist for the tycoon part and that's it. Uh oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I feel like the wizards are the wizards, the ruin, not the ruined, the shattered, and like the original FNAF one animatronics. I guess Springtrap as well. Those are about as far as I'd say you can realistically go in FNAF with it being like the designs aren't like so over the top that they're goofy instead of being actually scary. It's like the only like nightmare animatronic I consider to be like slightly scary would be like Nightmarione, who's only in the Halloween mode, and people keep like it's like that is a purely Halloween based character. Like if instead of Nightmare it was Nightmarione, I think that would have been cool. But I understand why it was Nightmare to begin with, because murder of the crying child. It was the whole thing with the bite and the bing bang boom and the chomp and the crushing of the skull. FNAF things. Like, it makes sense as to why that would be the thing. It almost feels like Nightmarione has been, like, retconned into Nightmare's position, since you never see anyone reference... Is that fucking Gambit? You never see anything reference Nightmare anymore, it's always Nightmarione. And I guess that's just because the puppet has become more important as time has gone on, realistically. And, I mean, that makes sense, because the puppet really realistically is, like, one of the most important characters in the entire lore. Like, it all makes sense. It's like Golden Freddy and the puppet are kind of... Golden Freddy, the puppet, and Springtrap are, like, the most important ones. Baby is cool, like... Circus Baby is, like, one of the cooler... animatronics, honestly, and I love the design of Scrap Baby. I love that one so much. I've talked about it before. I think that she would be the perfect fit for the FNAF Dead by Daylight killer, but if they ever do it, it's going to be Springtrap because he's more iconic, I'd say. But finding a way to make the mechanics work is going to just be difficult, I'd say. Oh, that poor guy got pincered. I'm sorry, man. Hold on. Nope, incorrect. Just gonna keep popping these mushrooms until I max out my shields. I don't have max shields. I mean, 85 is still better than 50, though. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people complain about the jump scares in FNAF 3, which is weird to me. I always thought that those were, like, more eerie than anything else. It's like, just like the pure concept of Springtrap is scary enough to carry his jump scares, in my opinion. And then it's just like, realistically, like, FNAF 4 has some really well animated jump scares, but like, I'm looking at frickin' like the most insane shit imaginable. It's like, and especially FNAF 4 gets less and less scary every moment we learn more and more about it. It's like, oh, they were actually, like, all of these things are, like, real animatronics that were affected by nightmare gas. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That shit's redonkulous, bro. Like, nightmare gas. You invented fucking nightmare gas as an explanation? Not sound illusion discs. The thing we already have, you know, like, precedent for. Nightmare gas. Nightmare gas. That is, like, the worst strain of weed you could ever have. If you go to a party and someone tells you they got that nightmare gas, leave. Like, you are not safe there. You should, like, go home and, like, tell your friends to not hang out with that dude anymore. You don't want the nightmare gas. The nightmare gas is, like, that shit's gotta be, like, 98% fentanyl. It's like, okay, so you mean to tell me that FNAF 4 went from being a story about the crying child and, like, him, like the hallucinations and his dreams before he dies, to being actually it's real and it's in Michael Afton's head, and, you know, just ignore the pills, the IV drip, you know, ignore that. Ignore the fact that Nightmare is a literal manifestation of death for, you know, how the crying child was killed. And you can literally see the brain inside Nightmare because, you know, that's how the crying child died, from getting their brain crushed. It's like, no, none of that happened. It's like, crazy. It's crazy to me. Honestly, I'm glad Matt Patton makes, like, his money off of the FNAF theories, because if I had someone who is so dedicated to just, like, if I was someone who was, like, a theorist, and the storyteller was so committed to me being wrong that they decide to just change years worth of work in order to make me wrong, it's like, I would just give up at that point. It's just like, alright, you win. Like, I'm not... If I can't, like... If you're just going to change it based upon, like, what I get right, I'm just gonna, you know, move on. I admire the fact it's like... And I don't even know when the fuck that happened. Like, that tonal shift, because originally, like, they were like, oh, Matt Pat actually got pretty much everything correct in his FNAF 2 theory. Just like, and then you decided that instead of, you know, continuing on with that, you're just like, I don't know, you're like, you choose to make it so that, oh, every time this man speaks, we have to now change how the game's entire storyline goes. That's just ridiculous, and I feel bad for him. But you know what? He was in the movie, and according to Evan, he was the best actor in the movie, so that's good for Matt Pat. I feel the need to clarify, I have not seen the FNAF movie. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. Most of what I've heard has been through Evan. And I talking to him, it's just like, we get more in depth with it in Soul Link, but how he described it was, Matt Pat was the best actor in it, and it could have potentially been Matthew Lillard if he was in more scenes, and apparently they just essentially wasted They essentially just wasted William Afton in that movie, according to him. So that sounds kind of sucky to me. And I typically like I tend to, you know, I tend to listen to Evan when it comes to these things, because like he's not like, he doesn't have terrible taste. Outside of, he does like Avatar Korra, but you know that everyone's got our own tastes. He's allowed to enjoy Korra even though it's not particularly good. It's like, once again, I had a My Hero phase. The man's allowed to like Korra. We all have, we all got something in our repertoire of media enjoyment where we're just like, what the fuck? Like, anyone else would be like, why this series sucks? This makes no sense. And sometimes the series just like outright retcons itself, or you know, makes you think that the writers hate what they're creating. And you know, sometimes it's just like, whatever, people got different tastes on what they enjoy. I may not like Korra, but like, that doesn't mean you're not allowed to enjoy it. I just don't like, I just don't personally like it, and I feel like it's one of those things where it feels like the creators of Korra ended up hating Avatar for some reason, like the original Last Airbender, and they were just like, we have to just like, we have to make it feel less impactful as a result, which is kind of crazy to me, because original, like, The Last Airbender is one of the best animated shows ever released. But you know, like, Korra did some good. You know, it had, you know, lesbian representation in it at a time where that was completely unheard of. So you know what, it paved the way. It did what it could. It worked through the censorship of Nickelodeon. It worked through 5,000 potential cancellations and cancellations and uncancellations, just trying to make a coherent story at the end of the day. I have to commend the authors for everything that they tried to do with it, even if it didn't land. I do think a lot of their takes on the adult versions of some of the former Team Avatar was bad. Namely, Aang and Toph were just disappointing more than anything else, and then a lot of them were purely nothing, and some of them were literally nothing, like Suki, who did not exist at all and was not referenced. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Somehow I went from ranting about FNAF to ranting about my just, like, ness on Korra. But hey, you know what? Korra is going to, like, Korra has never been the worst thing in Avatar. Previously, we had the live-action movie, and soon we're going to have the live-action Netflix series, which, every time I hear more about that live-action Netflix series, it's like, I want to forget that it exists even more, and I'm just like, oh, this might actually end up worse than the previous live-action attempt. Huh. Because, you know, when, you know, the original authors of something leave the project due to not wanting to do the same thing, and then hearing that Netflix essentially wants to make a Game of Thrones-ified version of Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's just like, I get worried about that. I'm just like, oh, well, you know, Avatar, it's you know, that used to be my favorite show of all time. It's slipping damn fucking hard. Like, that shit has gone from, like, just the way that you're talking about this is gonna make me dislike the series in retrospect. Why is the CGI in Korra worse than the CGI in Avatar: The Last Airbender? Who knows? Actually, no, it's probably because they had far less of a budget. You know what? In case I get like sniper shot, I'm gonna consume the shields first because those are more rare. It makes it so that people can't steal them from me when I die. It's petty, but it's the right thing to do. Let's see. Don't need that. Need that. Okay. You're reloaded. You're reloaded. You're reloaded, and I need one more item. Oh, there's one more item. Perfect. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've ever done like a tier list of FNAF games, but I'd probably say that like in general, I'd say the best one from a gameplay and design are probably pure gameplay. It's like FNAF 1, 2, Security Breach, and then like 4, then 3, then like all the way at the bottom is Pizzeria Simulator, because that's more RNG than anything else. But like personally, I feel like some of them are better than a lot of people think. It's like I think FNAF 3 gets a raw deal from people for some reason. I get that it doesn't have the scariest jump scares, but I enjoy them, and I like the actual like atmosphere of FNAF 3 quite a bit. I feel like the atmosphere of FNAF 4 is actually really good. The issue is mainly just the animatronics are too over the top to take seriously. And then like FNAF 1 and 2 have like the best balance, I'd say, of having like realistic designs that don't make me like feel like, what the fuck are you on about? I got 3 limbs with that. Holy crap. All of those were my doing, apparently. Love that. Reloaded, reloaded, and now you can reload because I have more ammo for you. And I have shields. Yay, shields in the back. Oh wait, I just realized I'm not in the circle anymore. Hold on. There we are. I don't know, maybe I just like Springtrap, but I like FNAF 3. Even if theoretically you can quite literally play the game and just by walking away from your computer, you can quite potentially just like win by not doing anything. Which you can't really do that with any other FNAF game. Like FNAF 1 and 2, you will die almost instantly from that. FNAF 4, same there. Pizzeria Simulator, you can get pretty close. I mean, you do have to click on things, but that's pretty much it. FNAF Pizzeria Simulator is down to RNG to begin with, so, like, yeah. I think the gameplay of FNAF 6, Pizzeria Simulator, is by far the worst. And Sister Location is so unique, it's hard to rank. Like, I'll be honest, it's very different because it's definitely more focused on being a storytelling bridge between, you know, FNAF 4 and 6. It feels almost like that it was the launch pad of the new sort of wave of FNAF that we've experienced with, like, Help Wanted and Security Breach. Like, Sister Location kind of was setting the path for that, I'd say. And that's pretty cool, because I love Security Breach. I think Security Breach is my favorite FNAF game. Like, I know people hate it, but god, it was so... The glitches were really fun when I could take control of them. It kind of sucks that they got rid of a lot of the speedrunning glitches. And, oh my gosh, the characters, like... Springtrap is probably still the best animatronic, well, I guess not animatronic, the best character overall, but, like, every single one of the glam rocks is so good when it comes to just, like, actually, like, making a character. Like, the weakest ones are probably, like, Monty and Chica, but Freddy and Roxy are just, like, out of this world with how much, like, effort went into that. And then Sun and Moon, oh my god, like, heck, even, like, the staff bots, like, they all have, like, some personality to them. It's really cool. And although Vanny wasn't used a bunch, I think Vanessa in general was pretty cool. I feel like it's a shame they kind of cut a lot of Vanny out of Security Breach. I feel like everyone can complain about that, but, like, with how much we got out of all the... Like, mainly, I was not expecting Glamrock Freddy to come out of it as one of my favorite animatronics. None of the versions of Freddy have ever really been, like, super stand out to me. But, like, man, he is so freaking good. And Roxy's up there. Like, she's probably my favorite animatronic of all time. She's up there with Mangle and Lolbit as some of the best. Just, like, she's actually well written as well as being, like, a good design. Mangle isn't well written, but they're a great design. And, you know, both Roxanne Wolf and Mangle, you know, we got the gay fox and the gay wolf. Let's go, baby. And Lolbit too. Lolbit's also in FNAF World, and, you know, that's just awesome. They really, I wish that FNAF World was in, like, the core collection that they released on consoles. So I would have loved to just play FNAF World on the Switch. But we'll talk more about that later. I have a whole other thing planned for that. Okay, I'm gonna have to... This is probably gonna be my last game no matter what, because my wrist is hurting because of how I've been holding these keys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep. Okay, yep. I'm gonna have to put on my compression gloves after this. Where's Lucky Landing? Well, that's pretty far away. Can't really get to that, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. FNAF is cool. I like the wolf. I like the fact that apparently Roxy is directly inspired off of Twisted Wolf, and that the actual design for Roxy, like, being a wolf animatronic, dates all the way back to FNAF 1, and how, like, Foxy was decided over a wolf. And I think that's just kind of... I think it's cool that they eventually brought in Roxy as, like, an in-universe replacement for Foxy. I think that's pretty neat. And I like Roxy. I like the fact that, you know, the fact that she's tied to Twisted Wolf does sort of end up making the connections, like, everyone's, like, the headcanon of her being transgender is just like, oh, that's damn near canon, ain't it? And I love that. I love the trans femme furry wolf animatronic. She is the best. And I really need to play Ruin, because I was, like, finding out that you're partnered up with Roxy in that is, like, one of the best things ever. That's, like, my dream. Whenever I've played Security Breach again in my own time, I've been doing it with the mod that replaces Freddy with Roxy. So you can just play through the game with the partner of Roxy instead of Glamrock Freddy. Even though I like Glamrock Freddy. That mod also replaces Monty with Glamrock Bonnie, which is pretty cool. Since I was never a big Monty fan, I know a lot of people really like Monty. He's never really just been my thing, though. I think he's cool, I think he's fine, it's just, you know... I feel like a lot of the other characters just stuck out more. I feel like how unhinged and, like, broken Chica was really stuck out. The emotion and, like, actual characters behind Roxy and Freddy really stuck out. The design and, like, concept, the voice, and all the little details that make up Sun and Moon always stuck out. It's like, the fact that he's softer material is because he's designed to like work with smaller children and stuff, and the fact that he has bells on him, that way children can find him even if they're blind or if it's in the dark. The fact that they actually emit light like a nightlight, so that people aren't like they're not supposed to be like scared during like nap time or anything. It's like so much went into the design of Sun and Moon, and it's so cool. Like just like reading through like Steel Wool's like stuff about it is just like it was crazy, honestly. Like the amount of detail they put into them was so incredible. I don't know why Randy joined my party, and I'm gonna end up feeling bad for him because I'm just gonna be like, bro, I've been playing this all day and my wrists hurt. I have to stop. And he's gonna be like, oh. That's just how things be, though. Sometimes that's just how it be on this bitch of an earth. I like these train tracks. I like trains. Oh wait, it's not actually train tracks, it's just for moving that around. Okay. Okay, golf cart. Not a golf cart, shopping cart. Close enough, though. Where are these people? Oh, there's only 4 people left. Oh my gosh, there's only 4 people left and there's this big of a map left? That's not ideal. Oh my gosh, that means that, like, we're gonna be, like, all around this shit for forever. Well, I might as well open this, that way I alert everyone to where I am. You know what, fuck it, rocket launcher, this is gonna be... I'm gonna go balls to the wall with this loadout. Why not? Banana? I don't see people. Is that a person? No, that's a stick. That just wasn't rendered in properly. I saw one of those up there, and I was like, oh, is that a person's head peeking over? Nope, it was not. This right here is what I saw. Oh, there's a person over there. Oh, they're fighting with people, so... Getting in close. Falling back. Okay. Gonna drink up my shield potions. That way I can, survive longer. Okay, everything's maxed out. And it doesn't look like I have anything here to help me. I don't have any long-range weapons, which is to a detriment of me, but, sometimes you just gotta be... You gotta go with what you got. I don't know where these people were that were shooting at me. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna take the tactical shotgun at this point. It's probably just gonna be a bit better. Oh, I see him. I need to get up there. I need to get up there. Or not, they can come down to me, and close enough. I'm happy. They didn't even emote on me. That's... Oh. Oh, gross. You know what? That name, that's fucking actually straight up, not a bug, report player, offensive name. Sorry. If you got a Harry Potter name, I'm 100% going to report you for transphobia. Sorry. Actually, not sorry. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.